he was strong enough to stay when others fled. What an impossible fellow I am. He thought
that we have to get every single part of our personal finances in order before we truly get started managing our money. Should I use a 401k from work or open an IRA? Should I go for mutual funds or individual stocks? Do I need a variable annuity? Here's my answer. Do you need to be an Iron Chef to cook a grilled cheese sandwich?
No step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence.
Two video cameras, and this is a social experiment. My doctors want to observe my interactions with normal children. I have nothing against you.
You can be good with a little effort. You can be really good with a little more effort. But you can't be great.
The rose was heard to cry, screaming as loud as it possibly could to the treetop in the sky. You have no time for flower talk now that you've grown so tall. It's not so much that I've grown, said the tree. It's just that you've stayed so small.
Small boxes mounted near the ceiling. They looked quite innocent, aside from the cluster of wires that led from the back of the boxes into the wall. Hey, Dee Dee, I said, walking around toward one of the boxes. Give me a leg up. Dee Dee shot me a suspicious look, but bent down with her hands locked together. When she lifted me into the air, I grabbed hold of the wires and yanked them out of the box.
One traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for naught, that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and that nothing mourning equally lay
in his hand, trying to remember the act of contrition. O God, I am sorry, and beg pardon for all my sins. Crucified, worthy of thy dreadful punishments. He was confused. His mind was on other things. It was not the good death for which one always prayed. He caught sight of his own shadow on the cell wall. It had a look of surprise and a grotesque unimportance. What a fool he had been to think
too much. Like other things now, thought must be rationed. There's a lot that doesn't bear thinking about. Thinking can hurt your chances, and I intend to last. I know why there is no glass in front of the watercolor picture of blue irises, and why the window opens only part way, and why the glass in it is shatterproof. It isn't running away they're afraid.
Their experiment was
useless. I have never done nothing for anybody. I might just as well have never lived. His parents were dead. Soon he wouldn't even be a memory. Perhaps, after all, he was not at the moment afraid of damnation. Even the fear of pain was in the background. He felt only an immense disappointment because he had to go to God empty-handed, with nothing.
Nothing takes place in the bed but sleep, or no sleep.
Sleep in the calm the cradle lends a while and takes away, but for hunger, but for fear, calm could be our day and year, from the yellow to the gray, from the gold to the gray hair, but for passion we could rest, but for passion we could feast, on compassion everywhere. Even in this night I know, by that awful living dead, by that craving tear I shed, somewhere it is so.
A rustling in the grass, a crunching in the bushes, a scrambling in the plastic tubes. These are the hallmarks of one of the most dangerous predators, Mesocrisius auratus, the Syrian hamster. Hamsters are one of the biggest threats in the wild. Their razor-sharp teeth have proven to be very fearsome weapons, capable of slashing through flesh as easily as breathing. This is not an animal you want to mess with. Another terrifying feature of the hamster is its ability to escape any bond in a Houdini-like way. There is no way to trap a hamster once it comes after you. They cannot be stopped. Our herd of hamsters on the hunt can take down anything, from a pigeon to a lion when hungry enough. Humans, however, are a favorite food of theirs. Here is a hamster on the hunt. Hamsters were first described in 1839 by George Robert Waterhouse, a British zoologist. Since then, hamsters have evolved new patterns and behaviors that Waterhouse was unable to warn us of. For example, nowhere in Waterhouse's writings are the venom sacs of the hamster mentioned, nor can reference to their ability to fit still living prey into their elastic cheek pouches be found. Hamsters are naturally curious. Here we see one exploring a researcher's camera. This tape was recovered at great risk of life and limb, and the remains of the original researcher were never recovered in full. Look at that sweet face. It looks so innocent and harmless, yes? No. That fuzzy face hides massive teeth. If a hamster can drag you back to its den, you better start praying. Hamsters tend to store their food for long periods of time, promising a long, slow death to anything or anyone they catch.